Welcome back to another episode of The Assembly Line. Today's October 14th, and we had probably one of the worst weekends as a Detroit/state of Michigan fan base could. I mean, it's absolutely brutal. We had the Lions lose, the Tigers lose, Michigan lost, Michigan State lost, and the game we cared the least about, the Red Wings won over the weekend, and it was just brutal. Any
They won. They
first?
won at least. They won today too. At least.
They won Monday.
They also got blown out by the Canadiens on Thursday.
Yeah, they all count one though. But in terms of the weekend though, just brutal.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't speak too much because I'm not a Michigan fan, but it's the team. The most positive I feel about a team right now is the Tigers. I mean, not that I'm like down on the Lions, but it's just weird. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm like going forward. I'm just like I don't know. Maybe it's today's press. We'll get in the press conference, but all that stuff. We'll start with We'll start with the Lions. Then we'll work our way through the college games and end with the Tigers. But yeah, the Lions lost a brutal one Sunday night, even 30-17, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Was that the score? 30-17.
30-17. Yep.
These are my notes. Two things can be true. The Lions did not play the greatest. You know, they didn't play. I don't. Like, they didn't play their A game.
Sure as hell didn't play their A game.
They didn't play their A game. But at the same time, the Lions got absolutely screwed. It's just crazy how in today's game you can go from having 13 penalties one week to 0 the next week. And you can say, like, oh, they did have a penalty. We declined it. Yeah, after we were down 13 points when the game was already over. They called one offsides penalty. That's not like a judgment call. Just, I don't know. I think, obviously we could talk about the first drive we had with Jared Goff. Not even, his interpretation sounded like he thought he had to put his hands under center to be the quarterback, which he didn't. Obviously, that gets called. I heard a lot of people, TJ Lang, one of them, that says, and Dan Campbell even said in his post-game press conference that New York, or they called that someone reviewed it and told them. The ref said that's not what happened, but I don't think you can't convince me that something happened there.
Wasn't called in.
Yeah, that it wasn't called in.
I can't convince you that nothing outside of those 4 or 5 refs.
No, I'm not saying it should have stood. Like, it was, it sounds like it was an illegal play. But they spotted the ball for the extra point, and then they're like, "Actually, we got to talk about this." That right there seems a little fishy.
Yeah,
Right.
And Chris Jones obviously lining off sides on there, like, should have had 4th and inches again. Now we can talk about the play. Should have just rammed the ball. Like, just. Never understand that. Something happened with that in Michigan State game. I'm not saying it works, but it's just like you don't have that stuff happen. It's either you get it or you don't, And then I don't know.
Right.
And then obviously
hindsight's 20/20.
Yeah, yep. And then obviously they go. We kick the field goal, and then they go down, score. We come back and score, and you're like, okay, like we can hang. Then the ball goes back.
Amon-Ra's drop.
Well, then, I think they punted or something, or that's when they went for it on 4th down. We stopped them after we punted or something. Then Amon-Ra had his drop. Now look, Amon-Ra is a guy that doesn't drop the ball. Like, that's a ball he has to catch. There's no excuses for him dropping that ball. I don't care, bad throw at his knees. I don't care. He's a top 3 receiver in the NFL. He has to catch that ball.
What he's due for one a season, maybe?
Well, last year didn't have any. But, yeah, if you say that was a big drop and that affected the game, that means the pass interference that they called after that drop also was a big play that affected the game.
Pass interference.
I still don't know how that was pass interference. I was reading, Twitter.
I don't know how that was a catchable ball.
Well, but Travis Kelce put his hands on him like he was blocking him. Now, I forget who it was. Was it Yassine?
I think it was Yassine, yeah.
He does like grab his his neck, like his collarbone or the collar. But at that point, the ball's in the air and it's 12 feet past or 12 yards past him. Like, I don't know. It's just if the Chiefs aren't getting called for those blatant holds on touchdowns and outside sweeps and stuff, how can you not let that play go? And again,
Kelce probably had 2 or 3 plays that he was holding.
Yeah, I mean there's
at least.
I saw something that that someone said that there was like 6 or 7 missed holding calls on them that were like, not.
There was a false start that wasn't called on one of their 4th down plays on the goal line.
Well,
it was 3rd or 4th down.
What did the false start? What did the guy do? Was it a pass play?
Noah Gray. I don't know. I know it was
the
Noah
tight end's
Gray.
Unlikely. Well, I'm just saying offensive linemen are allowed to move like a half a second early as long as they're going backwards.
It was a tight end.
I know, but that's why I asked. But I don't know. It's just
it was just one of those games where Detroit didn't bring their A game. They needed their A game to beat two different opponents.
Yeah.
In the game like that, and they just didn't, so they're not going to win that. Am I worried about the season? No. They're 4-2.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, the secondary.
I'm not going to complain. A lot of people thought we were 3-3. We did not. Aleem McNeil coming back, I think, is going to be huge for an interior pass rush and also stopping the run.
Yeah.
Lions didn't do horrible against the run, but at the same time, there's times where they needed to stop the run to stop a drive or two, and they didn't get it. Mahomes or even the Chiefs had a few plays where it was 3rd and long, and they get it to 4th and 2, and they go for it, and they execute, and they get it. So it's but in a few of those, some of it's missed tackles that allowed them to get an extra 3-4 yards that allowed them to go for it and then ultimately get it. So a lot of stuff has to be cleaned up on the defensive side. But overall, I didn't think the corners didn't play that horribly covering down the field. They had a lot of short, quick passing. They didn't really beat us down the field at all. Were these 2 touchdowns, or not worthy. But anyways, their touchdowns that they had to their wide receivers were some jet motion or short crossing routes type stuff. So I don't know. They beat us. We'll move on, learn from it. Play better against a conference opponent that's going to matter in seeding more.
It's just frustrating
against the Buccaneers.
It's the Chiefs, and they just get everything. And I know that's a little bit of loser talk, but it's just so frustrating that they do I don't know. It seems like calls never go the Lions' way, man. It's every time. They can't get a break. Every break seems to go against them. But I don't know, Ben, what'd you think?
Yeah, pretty much all of that. To be quite honest, it was late in the 3rd, middle of the 4th. I pretty much called it quits because I knew that there's no way of coming back just by the way that the Chiefs were playing, the way that the Lions were playing, and kind of how, I guess.
When they punted with 9 minutes to go, I'm like, all right, deuces.
Yeah, that was my time too. Speaking of, so my last thing was that I thought the defense wasn't great. They are hurt, but we don't get any extra points for that. That doesn't we've dealt with it last year. We got to figure something out in the secondary until we get healthy. But speaking of the end of the game, the last thing we'll talk about is Brian Branch came out. He's suspended for his little slap punch he had to Juju Smith-Schuster.
He is appealing it, but I doubt it'll get overturned or anything.
Yeah, but if he could play, we need him to play this week. This is a big game. If somehow they can, I doubt that they're gonna. I feel like normally when you appeal, you play that week and you sit out the next week. So I'm hoping that's the case. But obviously a stupid play by him. But at the
Hell
same
no,
time,
for Detroit, it's going to happen in 2 days. Boom, boom. Nope, still suspended.
yeah. But
It looks like
obviously what?
it gets you appeal, and then it's one of three former players that determine. One of them was Jordy Nelson. One of them,
Doesn't matter who they are.
someone Foster, I think. I can't remember who the third one was, but Deshaun Foster, maybe.
You're thinking of the
I don't know, but
UCLA
anyways.
coach.
Oh, never mind. But anyways, sorry.
Obviously it's dumb by him to do that. At the same time, I don't hate it. Like I hate that he's going to be suspended like that. I hate that he did it for that reason. But dude, Patrick Mahomes straight up taunted him in the end zone. He's pointing at him. He's doing stuff on a play that he didn't like. Dude, you ran the ball and he had nothing to do with the play, and you're taunting him. Then later on in the game, he gets absolutely shoved in the back on a play that's not even to his side, right in front of the ref, and you get no call. Like, he's frustrated. I understand that he's frustrated.
That was dirtier than the freaking slap in the helmet.
Yeah. And I'm not saying he should have done it. I'm just saying, like, and he said it. He's like, I always get bullied out there, always in front of the refs, and I never get any calls. And it's getting frustrating. And then he's like, I shouldn't have done it. Or, like, he, stopped himself by saying, he shouldn't have done it. But, at the same time.
Childish.
Yeah, at the same time, sometimes you got to stick up for yourself. And, if it's going to cost us a suspension, whatever. I mean, the way our secondary is right now, we need him out there, but at the same time, why not even freaking matter? Also, on that note, I feel like we should have played more. We needed to stop the quick passes and let our pass rush try to get there. And if they beat us deep, they beat us deep. Obviously, hindsight's 2020. They beat us anyways. Something else could have, it could have been worse. But I don't know.
There's nothing more frustrating when you have a team that needs to establish a pass rush, and they can't stop any of the screens. Happened against Michigan. Michigan couldn't stop the screens, or even, they couldn't stop anything. But the short screens killed them in the beginning of that game, and that's how you take the pass rush away. So it was great scheming to a degree, but at the same time, it's so infuriating how you can have dirty ass plays goes against your team, nothing's called, they retaliate. They're the ones getting suspended. Yeah. That's normal. Usually the retaliator is the one that gets the flag or the fine or whatever. Whatever. But at the same time,
if he shoves him, it's different. It's because he punched him.
Yeah.
Punched him. But in the end,
probably
we're on to the Buccaneers.
Falls down, runs away, and then all of a sudden wants to run at him.
This team,
punk, get out of here.
This team
hasn't handle BB on your own.
This team hasn't. Okay.
Sorry, it honestly never really irritated me until we started talking about it. Now it's it
irritated me. We're lucky we didn't record this morning because I was stewing about so many different things. I have a 3-page document about everything between every game. Or everything we need to talk about today. I've never done that.
It's a vent fest for.
Yeah, worst weekend in Michigan sports and all. But we're on to the Buccaneers. This team hasn't lost 2 games in a row in a while.
Monday night.
I'm confident that we'll be ready. I'm not saying we're going to win, but we're going to be. I feel like we're going to be ready. Just need to make players got to make the plays.
Yeah. Baker's a dog, too. Anyways, we'll get to that later. But in terms of this game, I thought they moved the ball pretty decent.
Yeah, I agree. I
don't know.
Not really.
J-Mo had a good they didn't run the ball poorly. They
moved the ball for the limited possessions.
They punted the ball. How many times did they punt the ball, Ben? 2 or 3 times.
Who? The Chiefs?
No, Chiefs punted once. How many punts did Detroit have?
3.
Yeah. So it's not
how many possessions did they have?
Them.
I bet you they had 7 or 8. They were probably punting on close to half of them.
Let's see.
I'm just saying. I think they did move the ball
It
I
looks
think
like
they moved
8.
the
decently
ball.
well for having limited possessions, but it doesn't matter if you can't score points. You know, it
The
goes to the
defense
first
didn't
drive,
stop.
Eight
goes
The
to that.
possessions.
defense didn't stop.
Yeah,
Like they didn't
so
play complimentary football. I don't know.
no. All right. Any other thoughts on the Lions?
Nope.
All right. We'll
We'll be
transition
all right.
to even more happy news. College football. We'll start off with Michigan State as they played first. They lost 38-13. It's the earliest I've left a Michigan State game. I
Oh, you
hate
did leave?
I hate leaving early. I like to support the players, even the coaches. The players out there, they try. Well, for the most part, they try. They're not like going out there wanting to lose. At least I like to think so. So I like to support them. I rarely leave early. A lot of times it's 5 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter or something like that. But this time I left after the first possession in the second half. That's how bad it was.
Holy shnikes.
Yeah, enough's enough.
I would have left then too.
I let them try to wheel me or reel me back in. I gave them they had the ball to start the second half. I'm like, if they score here, I'll stay, and they couldn't get it done. But yeah, I don't really have notes. I guess I'll start with this because it pertains to the game. Most of everything else is outside of the game, but outside the first drive, our offense looked putrid. Defense made some plays in the beginning, then the fake punt changed the game. I think that was their call the whole way. It was confused, act like you're going to go for it, run the punt team out. Now we run our, punt team out, and they're just not ready because there's not much time to be like, hey, might be a fake, and then they fake it, they end up scoring. But
To that though, the call was punt safe.
yeah, but they weren't ready. I don't think our guys were really ready.
I don't know. It
Doesn't
seemed
matter
like it was pretty
Doesn't matter if
fairly
it's punt
quickly.
safe. You still got to be locked in and know your assignment and recognize it and everything and be ready for it.
And I don't think they were.
It looked like the players were ready for the snap. It just, from what I remember, I didn't go back and watch it, but it seemed like the call was pretty quickly. Like fourth down, okay, punt safe, punt safe. So basically, you have your defense out there with the punt returner.
I don't know. That's a play where, it was 4th and 4, 3. You shouldn't be if you're actually ready for that, the punt team should not be able to push your if your defense is out there, they should not be able to push your defensive linemen and your linebackers for 3 yards when they have linebackers and running backs as their protectors. But
what was that? Their second drive?
I think so. But the only other note from actual game stuff I have is Childs. People are calling for Childs' head, or again, it's a rotating thing. But I got a question for both of you. So I think Childs has improved. He's improved from last year. It's not where we need him to be. Now, I like to believe in him, but it's not. He didn't make the full step. He made a step, but it's not. He didn't make the steps that we needed. People want to bench.
Can't blame a poor receiving core either.
No, but however, you can blame a bad offensive line because that affects everything. It makes you move quicker. Your footwork's not as good. Your mind has to move faster. Yeah. So my question though is this: so everybody wants him benched, move on from him. Maybe not benched, but they want to move on from him. Which past Michigan State quarterbacks do you actually think would make this team right now a 7-win football team? Like Peyton Thorne, we saw that without Kenneth Walker, he couldn't make a bowl game, and he had good. He had Jaden Reed. Who?
Kirk Cousins, Connor Cook.
Yeah, so if you those guys were all-time Michigan State quarterbacks. If you just go with the run-of-the-mill quarterback, these guys aren't. They're not making this team it's. Yes, he is part of the problem, but he is not the problem. It's just annoying that people think that's he's got to go because he sucks. It's like he doesn't matter. We could have all the quarterbacks. We could have Sam Levitt back there. It's not going to matter. Like this team doesn't have it. The defense, like you go back to like I love Brian Lewerke, but you go back to his offenses, like they weren't they weren't scoring 35 points. A lot of it was like built on the defense. The infamous Red Box Bowl, like 14-7 or something. It's just like those are like
7-6.
7-6. Yeah,
You're not gonna.
but it's just like
You're not going to win very many games where you give up 38 points or
Well,
30 points every
that's what
week.
I'm saying. It's like people want to point at the offense. It's like you can only do so much. Yes, maybe they should have scored more than 17. And I'm not saying I think with Lewerke definitely with Lewerke, I think our offense would be better. But I just don't think it's not like the quarterback is not the issue right now. It's a lot of it's the defense and the offensive line, and we got to just My other notes are I think Smith has to go. I hate saying that. I like him, but he shows no juice. We have no identity on the team. I think, we need something different. That being said, I'm always going to support him, and I'm going to believe in him until they do make a change. I have no, I can't make the changes, but, so I'm going to support him until they do make a change. But, and it's not the fact that we lost to UCLA. It's the fact that we lost by 21 to a team that hadn't won a game the first 4 games, and they lost to, teams that aren't good.
They lost to Central.
Group of 4 teams.
No, wait, no, they didn't lose.
Yeah, they didn't lose to Central. They lost to
I'm
New
thinking
Mexico
of San Jose State
or whatever. But it's just, it's just, and maybe, this UCLA team might not be as bad as everybody thought. Maybe the coach was really just really bad. But at the same time, this was a team that you should have, at minimum, competed with. And, former Michigan State guy, Jalen Berger, he came out and he said it seemed like our players didn't want to play anymore. And if that's the case, you can't stick around if that's the case.
Yeah, but why do you have players quitting when you only have 2 losses? If you win out, you're still in the,
It might not be that they quit the beginning of the game. It might be the fact when you're down 38-17 or, we were down 14 at half and you're like, we can't do anything. I mean, again, I don't know. Our defense can't stop anybody. So it's like, what the hell is the point of even trying? I'm just going to, that's when you lose the
fact that when you go down, you don't have the fight to get back in the game. It's just,
which is a complete 180 from the USC game.
Go to the next.
The USC game, they showed fight.
What the hell happened since Tucker took y'all to the Peach Bowl and played Pitt? Because after that game, Michigan State has not had
defense.
A lot of dogs. They haven't had a lot of juice. They haven't they have not.
Well, let's see, Kyle.
The same.
We don't have a good defense. Then Tucker got in trouble for the scam, but that was the year after.
That was 23.
I thought he was there a year.
I thought he was there
1 year after that.
Yeah.
And they went what'd you guys go, 7-5 or 5-7?
We went 5-7 with
5-7.
Bad losses.
Lost the Indiana on a 20-yard field goal that our kicker missed.
I went to overtime, but I mean, so I did a lot of reading last night on some things, and some people point to how D'Antonio left. He left.
Fair.
So but I was reading into it, and there's some stories out there that go that he said he was going to retire. He told the board of trustees he was going to retire, but he wants to he wants to help select the next guy. Well, there's 2 different stories. One was that he picked Luke Fickell, and the board of trustees was like, no, we're doing this. And the other story is that they went behind his back and started looking for coaches without his help. And both of them led to him waiting till he got his check for his loyalty or whatever it was, and then he bolted. Both of them led to that. So, it's not really D'Antonio's fault. It's how the board of trustees handled it, which they've been a problem at Michigan State for a long time. But,
isn't it funny how some of that freaking you can call it politics if you want.
It is.
But,
I mean,
isn't it so stupid how some of that shit, like that politics in terms
Yeah.
of like, you have two guys, there's head coach who wants to fit your best coach you had at Michigan State probably of all time. Is like
Definitely since like
arguably one
1980s,
of
but
them.
yeah.
Who remember? I don't
I'm just saying, like,
Coach
there's,
Burles.
But anyways,
yeah,
in my lifetime
Bucky Doherty.
especially,
yes,
but
Yes.
where you got them, and then sometimes for some reason you got somebody with an ego that thinks they can do whatever they want behind his back, or like if there is some of that where like
yeah.
and 5, 6, how many years later? 5 years later,
1, 2, no, it's got to be like 6.
when did he retire?
2019.
It was 2019. It was 20. The COVID year was his first year out, so this is
Yeah,
the
so it's been
sixth season.
5 years.
5,
5
6 years.
years, and that we'll say that ego trip or that politics from the board of trustees or whatever costing the football program and
And
also Michigan State shit ton of money.
And it's going to continue to cost them
money.
for the next couple of years. Like, it's not like this is going to get
Yeah.
turned around next year. I mean, it could, but it's unlikely.
No,
But-
if those stories are true or whatever,
I mean-
like that is why he did what he did, and like they didn't pick the guy that he thought would be right for Michigan State. Like he built that program out,
Yeah.
and he built it well to being successful. For the most part, year over year, he had a couple of bad years at the end there, but in terms of like the culture and everything, and he had people who he could think would come back in and get you guys right. Keep that culture and keep moving it on up. And they're like, nope, we're not gonna take your thought or opinion into this consideration. They go out, they get Mel Tucker. He has a really good year in 2021. Give him a shit ton of bag, and now it's like,
Yeah, we're back to even being worse than
now you're in a worse situation than you were in
Yeah.
2020.
probably pre-Saban. But yeah, I mean,
which is not the Michigan State that I'm used to.
Yeah,
and at the same time, they still worried me whenever Michigan would play them.
Yeah,
because it is Michigan State. But like,
I mean, I do think that the story holds some truth, because if you really like, why would
it was weird?
Why
how it
would
all went
D'Antonio
down.
just all of a sudden leave? And I'm true. I don't know if I should, but I'm choosing to believe that, because one of the ones I read was that he did pick Fickle. Like Fickle and him agreed to him coming.
I remember him being
and then they said no. We're doing this investigation, and then when and I think that rubbed Fickle the wrong way, because then the reports were that we still offered him, but he turned it down, and it was like he didn't want to come deal with the distraction, like if with the board of trustees having to them meddling and stuff. It's like, yeah, it makes perfect sense. Why would he want to come here? Because there was reports that his wife made comments about like not wanting to come here because things that are going on. Is like these are all adding up. And it's like, I don't know. I just I dream of the glory days with Connor Cook and Ryan Lewerke.
Do you think
the Dogs?
Do you think Mel Tucker would have a better team this year? Like field a better team than what Jonathan Smith is?
Yes.
You think so?
I do.
think so too.
You gotta have some type of aura to connect with these kids and recruit and bring them transfers or high schoolers. You have to have some of that.
We'd have Sam Levitt still.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, I don't know.
This will be anything.
Yeah, until the off season though.
Johnson.
We're done talking about. This is the last episode we'll talk about Jonathan Smith being done. Unless we change our tune on him, but I think it's funny that missed a lot of some people.
Or unless they do actually make a move.
Yes, yeah, that's what I meant. Like unless they actually make a move, but like there's no sense to be like when they get blown out against Indiana coming up. It's not like there's pointless to be like, yeah, he needs to go. Like we already said it. No need. I'm going to support him, but there's no need to continue to harp on it. Like it just doesn't do anybody good. That being said, I feel like our recaps of Michigan State football games will be a lot shorter going forward.
Yeah.
But
what if his only win for the rest of the year is against Michigan?
I don't at this point. I don't think it's going to
I don't
save
think
them.
they'll
It's like they're
lose either.
probably going to get blown out against Indiana. You have
Indiana.
Penn State, and people are going to like Penn State might not be very good. You're probably going to get blown out against them. Like it's just like Maryland. Like even if we beat Michigan by 40, the chances of us losing all the other games by 14 or more is pretty high. And if we do all that, like what cool. Like I mean, yeah, I would love to beat Michigan. I'll like it for this year, but it doesn't mean I think he
Right.
shouldn't be gone.
The thing that gets me to come back around is just how they played against both Nebraska and USC. Granted, Nebraska they had some mental mistakes, but like
Yeah.
they didn't look bad. USC offense looked great, defense couldn't get a stop, so we could have a chance to win. But then you go out and just lay an absolute egg
Yeah, it was brutal.
against UCLA. I mean, it's very frustrating. But I know this team has it in them. Can we get it into onto the field again? Is the question.
Yeah, I mean, I said that about the Tigers hitting, and that didn't come true. So, does this
I mean,
team
true.
really have it in them? But all right. Anything else before we hop to Michigan?
No.
No. All right. Well, another loss to add on to the weekend of misery. Michigan lost 31-13 to USC. Weirdly, watching the game, I didn't. My thoughts are that the score kind of seems like they get lost by more than maybe they should have. But at the same time, I'm just saying from a score perspective, it didn't seem like UCLA beat them by
Yeah.
18,
USC.
I guess. Yeah, I don't know what I said, but
You said UCLA.
but USC, they kind of just got dominated. I mean, that contradicts what I just said, but USC
They did.
they were running the ball all over them. If I remember,
Dude, Michigan let a freaking walk-on true freshman run for over 150 yards against them.
158 I'm seeing. And he had a long of 49. You take that out, he still had 17 for
Like, what are we doing?
109.
Like, why? Like, they played like absolute dog shit in the trenches.
Yeah, they had no
Like Justice
sacks.
Haynes going down doesn't help. They had no sacks. I mean, they did. I bet you they probably didn't get a lot of pressures either. The quick stuff was. The quick stuff was getting to them. I don't know. It was just one of those games
They gave up
where it
3
just
sacks.
it really didn't. They really couldn't do a whole lot on offense. Couldn't stop them on defense. They were outcoached 1,000%. So yeah, that was a tough game to watch. I didn't watch all of it, granted.
So did you watch Jaden Davis throw an interception?
No, I didn't know. At that point, I wasn't watching.
I didn't know he did. I'm looking at the thing. I'm like, 0 for 2 in interception. Did they try to? I don't remember them doing a trick play. And I didn't know that. I was like, oh, I think that's the quarterback. So I clicked on his name. That's all.
Yeah, I didn't watch any of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they gave up
But
36 runs for 224 yards.
not a lot of positives coming out of that game.
That's 6
That's
points.
not
I
the
really
Michigan
don't have a whole lot to say besides Michigan can't travel west during the regular season.
A lot of
anybody?
Big Ten teams are having that problem.
They can't travel west in the regular season.
Yeah, they lost to Washington last year. They lost to USC. Ohio State lost to Oregon last year. Penn State lost to UCLA this year. It's every time a team travels west, they're losing.
Mm-hmm.
I know I talked to you about this. I think I think it sounds like a slight, but I think of it kind of as a compliment. But Bryce's interception, it's a very bad throw. But I think it's kind of surprising that that's the first throw that stuck out to me. That was like, wow, that's a bad throw. And I think it's a good thing that it took 6 games for him to have one. I mean, he's a true freshman playing on a road, West Coast. It's just when he put, he played Oklahoma, he played Nebraska. Like it's just, I think it's kind of, I guess it's a
As
little way
in
it's a backhanded compliment, but like I thought it could have been a miscommunication also.
bad as
Yeah.
in bad decision, or just
Yeah, it was
like
more like a bad decision.
out of his hand, it was bad.
No, like a
Okay.
decision. No, I mean I
It
don't
was a
think.
bad decision. Well, at the same time, McCauley was grabbed and spun around
Yeah,
when that ball was in the air.
yeah,
So there could have been a
yeah.
missed penalty on that play. So, but at the same time, it was a bad read. He went for the cover 2 hole shot rather
Mm-hmm.
than hitting the wide open guy on a little out route. Like there was a bad read. The out route was there. He forced it. You know what? Freshman
Yeah.
mistake in my opinion. Like
No, I agree.
This year, and I guess this is still like the first half of the season.
Yep.
He's allowed to make those mistakes
Yeah.
for me.
I agree.
Like he's allowed to. I'm not disappointed really in his play. I'm more disappointing in the defense's play.
Yeah.
Way they played. They played like absolute dog doo-doo. And stopping the run, gave up a lot of big plays. Weren't not gap sound. Secondary was giving up a lot of like the short. I don't know. It wasn't
their
well
day.
played on Michigan. It wasn't well played in Michigan's part.
I mean, they still have an outside shot of getting to the playoff. It's not likely. I mean, I'm assuming
They
that
have to
they
win
lose.
out.
Probably. I mean, there is a way that you can get in with Michigan at 9-3. It's unlikely. I mean, Notre Dame's probably gonna have to lose again. Like a lot of these bubble
But with
teams
their
have
schedule,
to lose.
I would say no.
Yeah, I would. I mean, they wouldn't have a ranked win. I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm not saying
Ohio
it's
State
possible.
would
I'm
be
just
their
saying
ranked win.
if you win out besides Ohio State, you have a chance. If you win out completely,
9-3
you're probably
still,
in.
At this point, 9-3 is not a bad.
Yeah.
Like that's not a bad freshman season with Chris Underwood.
Nope, not at all.
So given the schedule is a little weak, if you lose your 3 games and your 3 ranked opponents, you beat everybody else you were supposed to beat.
Yeah. Yep.
That's what Sharon Moore cannot afford to do right now is beat the teams he is supposed to beat.
Technically,
or not. He's not supposed to lose to the teams that he was supposed to beat.
Technically, they already beat a team they weren't supposed to, and that was Nebraska. Weren't they underdogs?
Well, I meant they could have been, but I meant like they can't lose to a team.
I know. I'm just saying.
Like USC on the road at USC. USC is actually I feel like they're
a good team.
Decent team. But it's kind of like
they're an outside.
Illinois got waxed by Indiana. Indiana comes back, beats Illinois, or Illinois comes back, beats USC. USC lost to the Illinois or whatever, and then come back, beat Michigan. Yep. So if Michigan can take that loss, learn from it, another big game on Saturday against Washington at home, big noon kickoff. Washington's pretty decent. You got to come with your A game. You can't come with your B or C game against them and still expect to win.
Yep.
So it's just, that defense was bad.
USC has played at Notre Dame, then at Nebraska, and
this weekend. Yeah.
Then at the end of the year, they play at Oregon. They can only lose one of those games if they want to make the playoffs. But I mean, they have a shot at making it too, though. I mean that team can beat Notre Dame and beat Nebraska. I mean, the way Oregon looked too. I mean, you could have lost to another, team in the playoffs.
Also, did you see that USC is getting fined? I think it was $5,000 for playing a player that was listed as out on the injury report.
$5,000.
I think it was something minuscule.
Jesus,
they played an ineligible player.
I don't know if he's ineligible, but.
Well, I know, but yeah, a player that was ruled out. But anyways, it's kind of that's
Yeah, it is kind of crazy.
Interesting.
You don't have to go long on. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Ben.
I had a question. I didn't really watch the game. But, what happened to Justice Haynes, and is there a prognosis on him? Do you know?
I thought it looked like his shoulder to me, but they said it was like his midsection in the reporting. But I haven't seen anything since Saturday during the game. What's going on? You probably won't. I haven't listened to Sharon Moore's press conference. That was today. He said he wore his blue collar jacket because it's time to get back to work.
Yep.
I don't know if that's a good
Oh
sign.
fucking.
Speaking of that,
So,
we don't have to go long, but you're still all right with Stromore
yeah.
for
There
now.
are people calling for his head.
A lot of people are
I feel
calling
like
for Biff back. Like the two
I don't. I
two
mean,
games that he's played, or he's
Biff is
coached
not
since
going
they
to.
came back. No, I'm just saying the team just hasn't. They've looked a lot
No, I
flatter.
know, but Biff is not going to be the head coach at Michigan. Like, let's be real. Biff,
No,
like,
no,
you know
no,
what I
no, no,
mean?
no. No,
Like
I know. I'm
the
just saying
no,
yes.
I know, but I've
I'll take
seen
him though.
I've seen Michigan, fans calling, who knows if they are, like, be internet trolls, but they have been, like, Trome's
They're
not the guy.
trolls.
So, I mean, most likely yes, but I'm sure there also are fans out there that don't like him. So.
Oh yeah,
There's people
They
calling
didn't.
the Michigan State game
I
a
mean,
battle for the Paul buyout trophy.
Yeah, I saw that. That was pretty
that's
funny.
funny. I mean, to be fair, there's real fans at Michigan State that like have wanted Izzo to retire and like be gone. So like, they're stupid fans are out there. That's all So
You can have cold takes. That's fine.
yeah,
Yep. Makes the
I'm
hot
not.
takes even
If
better.
I was a Michigan fan, I'm not out on him yet. I mean,
I'm not out on him yet.
it's
Like,
it's
not
possible,
after,
but
no.
it's not there yet.
If they go 7-5, maybe.
Yeah. All right. Anything
That's
else?
That's when
Sorry.
I'll think, okay, maybe he ain't it. The
Yeah.
only other thing I have is bye James Franklin.
Well, hold on.
Only other
We'll
thing I
talk about
have.
that. You're just ruining segments. We always end the show with winners and losers of the week.
Either way, that's a massive one. You can't overlook
I mean,
that.
why?
Tune
James
in later to
Franklin
see if
is a good coach.
see if
I don't understand why like all these people are like dunking on him.
Just,
I'm not a fan of James Franklin. I would kill for someone like him at Michigan State right now.
I don't
That
think
being
he's that
said,
good of a coach.
yeah, but he recruits
we can
well.
Not gonna
recruit the
lie.
hell out of the
Kyle,
state of Michigan.
we just talked about how our team is worse than
No,
before
I know, I
Saban.
get that. I get that. So you
And
want to be like the hype, have all the hype, and not live up to the hype,
if we're winning 9 games
and
a year,
have
it's
the
much
roster
better than
for it.
winning 3 games a year. Like you got to like yes, as a Michigan fan, I would never
No,
want
I
James
know.
Franklin. But from where you're at, you got it. You have
Yeah,
to raise the bar. And
yeah.
he's the guy to raise the
That
bar.
would. I'm not saying he wouldn't be a good hire for Michigan State. I'm just saying like
I don't want him because he's kind of a douche. But I want some. I
I
will.
don't think I think yeah, but I don't also like he didn't do that great at Vanderbilt in my opinion.
I mean, he did good at Penn State. You got to
He
remember,
did do good. He just couldn't win. He just couldn't win
he couldn't
against
win the
Michigan and
big
Ohio
games.
State.
Yes, I mean, like obviously, I wouldn't want to lose to Michigan every year, but like. If we're winning 10 games a year and 9 games a year, and you're like in the content, like
Win
we're getting a home
win
playoff
9 or 10
game.
games but lose to Michigan every year, would you do it?
I'd do it over what we have now. I'll say that, but I don't know if I'd commit to that for my next coach. But
Maybe for 2 years,
yeah,
but anything more than that.
even 4 years. Like imagine if we had a home playoff game. Like that's what Penn State had last year. That'd be sick. So.
It is true.
Yes, I mean, good riddance. I mean, he is a douche. He's a dick. There's a lot of reports out there that he was, not a nice guy within the walls of Penn State. But, I mean, you also kind of got to give credit because, I mean, he did take over a Bill O'Brien team that just took over. Like, they had things going on there. He did kind of bring them back to relevancy and, keep that train going. So, it'd be interesting to see who they get. I mean, shit.
Maybe Bill
I think
O'Brien.
all of you guys, I'll ask you this. Would you take $50 million, just sit and do nothing?
I don't know. You have to talk me into it.
Yeah.
You'd have to pull.
You really have to pull your yeah. But yeah, I mean, yeah, good riddance to him.
Man.
I guess
$1
since we're on the top,
a week, pretty much, for
yeah,
a whole year.
I think he has
Just
to
sit on my
search for a
thumb.
job, though, according to his buyout.
well, still, I mean, I don't know. It'll be interesting.
Sure.
It'll be
Sure,
interesting.
give me an interview or two, whatever.
Right?
Yeah.
Either
well,
in broadcasting or in coaching, I think is what I saw.
if I'm him, I'd probably go to broadcasting and be like, dude, I'll sign for 100,000 because I think that's what a lot of teams do. I think when We had a coach, I think, that was fired, and we signed him as like an analyst or something, and we just signed him literally for like the cheapest you could. So then, like the other team was still paying all that money. They just don't have to pay the 70,000 that we paid them. Like it's like something
Wasn't it
like
Sheldon
that.
White
It could have been him, yeah. From
after he was a GM for the
yeah,
Lions? Interim GM, I think.
yeah, maybe it might have been him, but it was someone. I know that was a thing. But while we're on the topic, we'll
God
go
dang.
winners and losers for this week.
There's no other like profession where like
Yeah, people think there's gonna be changes to this because like it is like now with like NIL, it's crazy that coaches are getting paid that much money. Like the NFL coaches don't get paid that money. So like our college coaches now are gonna be like less money. Some people think that could be changing.
I think it still depends because like then people can go to then there's more and I think there'll be more movement if the salaries and stuff isn't as high.
Yeah, but if everybody does, it's one of those things. It's kind of like the NFL owners. Like if they all like they agree to blackball some people. Like if they all agree, then then what all it takes is that one bad apple to be like, yeah, we'll pay you 15 instead of 10. Come over here.
Yeah.
And then all hell breaks
Right.
loose again. But
Then it's all
before we go
And
to
the
the
cycle
Tigers, winners and losers from
forward.
the weekend. Anybody got one?
Trying to think.
I'm going loser.
I guess
Oh, go.
I was gonna say the winner, state of California. UCLA and USC both winning.
Yep. Yep. I guess we can stick with winners. My winner, the Carolina Panthers. 2-0 in the last two games. How about
At
that?
home.
Big dub
Undefeated.
against the
They're
Boys.
undefeated at home right now. Kyle, you got a big winner from the weekend?
Oh man, I'm gonna stay in the Big Ten. Kirk MF Signetti.
I was gonna say
Google him.
Yeah, I should have said that. That big win for him.
What a win! What a win from Indiana. They actually looked pretty good too.
Yeah,
Like
they outplayed them.
that was a good football game. They outplayed. That was that was a good game.
I
Ohio
said
State's lucky they don't play them. Michigan's lucky they don't play them. There's a lot of teams on this that aren't on the schedule that are lucky that they don't play Indiana in the Big Ten.
Yeah, and of course
Yeah,
they
we're
get Penn
unlucky and we
State.
have to play them.
And of course they have Ohio. You normally get like two good teams on the schedule, and they get Oregon, and of course they get Penn State, like the team that's in free fall right now. But no, I mean they deserve
You
their
don't know that
flowers.
going in. According to James Franklin, that was the best roster he's had at Penn State going into the season.
I think. I mean, it also can be true. He doesn't be a bad, head coach or X's and O's coach, but I do think they deserve their flowers. I bet on Oregon because I said that Indiana's got to prove it to me, and boy, did they prove it to me. I can't be an Indiana hater anymore. Losers from the weekend. Anybody?
Drew Aller season-ending injury, and he lost his coach.
Do we know what his injury is? It ACL?
Ankle, I thought.
Because that's also big because
ankle.
he came back for a fifth year. He's gone after this year, so like, can affect his draft stock. It's a big, it's good. It's a good one.
Feels like he was just a freshman.
Nope.
Yeah, 10 years ago.
Yeah.
You got a winner, Ben? Or a loser, I mean?
A loser.
I know. He was, as a freshman, he was second string.
Yeah.
I'll go the Toronto Maple Leafs. Losing to the Red Wings on Saturday and on Monday. Monday was with what? A few seconds left, right?
Yeah, it was in the last minute we scored. Mason
last
Appleton,
minute?
MSU grad. Dylan Larkin.
That's right.
Yep.
Dylan Larkin
That
had
was
too.
Michigan
UofM
grad.
That was a wild. Did you watch that?
Yeah.
Did you see? He was like falling down when he shot that. Or he was
dope.
off balance when he shot it. I was like, wait, he shot it? Oh, he scored.
It was off a rebound. I was like,
scored.
I felt that they were going to, I was like, you got to get under like 7 minutes.
I was like, oh,
I was like, you got to get under 7 minutes
to
to let them score. Nope, it was like 13 minutes. I'm like, oh, here we go. Then literally like 4 minutes later, they scored again. I'm like, it's over. I stopped watching it. I'm like,
shit, here we go again.
And then I got gas And I was like, I got to put it back on. They can, we got to get at least a point out of this. And then, I was watching when he scored. That was the dope off the rebound. Yep.
4-point sweep on the weekend.
Yep.
For the Red Wings over the Maple Leafs.
Scored 3 goals on only 15 shots today.
Hey, it's all about high-quality shots, man. One was a breakaway. One was that rebound. And Dylan's was on a power play.
Yep.
Great playing puck. We got to limit the turnovers, though. We had a lot of turnovers that gave them chances from our young guys, but they're young. They'll figure it out. My loser this week is the SEC refs because they absolutely hosed Auburn. I forgot what team it was. I kept thinking about Missouri and Alabama. But yes, I thought they got absolutely hosed. The 2-minute warning, it took 35 minutes for them to finish the half. 35 minutes for 2 minutes of gameplay. Crazy.
Really?
Absolutely disgusting.
I didn't watch that shit. You were texting us about it, but I wasn't watching.
I was all for it.
Ben, do you actually think that was a touchdown?
Whatever they had on the field, I think had to stand.
Oh, man, I think
whichever way it was.
Everybody, Booger was saying it at halftime. The announcers during the game were saying it was a
What
touchdown.
does Booger know? His name's freaking Booger.
Oh, he's dope. He's awesome. I like Booger, but
because he was.
Anyways, the SEC always have ref problems, especially when it comes. It's a Chiefs thing with the NFL. Georgia always seems to get the calls when they need to, and then you have Kirby Smart clapping, but he really called a timeout. They give him back the timeout. It's just a shit show. FCC has always had that problem. I mean, I don't remember the Big Ten having that big of when Ohio State was good. I'm sure they got a couple calls, but it's not like
Big Ten has a problem in basketball.
In calling fouls,
in my opinion.
Well, you think it's skewed?
Maybe not one-sided, never skewed. I just think it's
they
horrible.
Yes, no, I agree there, 100% there. I agree with that. But this is a lot of times skewed towards Georgia and Alabama, according to the online, fans of the SEC. But
boards.
That's my loser. Anything else before we hop into the Tigers offseason?
Yeah, speaking of losers.
Yep. I got a lot of notes.
What a wild ride that game was.
I got a lot of notes for this, but it all has to deal with mostly stuff that outside of the game. But obviously, we lose in 15 innings. 3-2. Well, would have been more, but they walked it off. They had bases loaded with no outs or 1 out. No outs, I think.
I think there was
one. We ended up, I know the first 2 guys got on. We walked and hit by pitch, and then I was like, "It's over." Like we got Canely, and it's over.
Yeah.
They brought Canely in, and I'm like, "Good night." Like I'm gonna watch it, but I'm like, "There's no way." And then the first 2 batters gets on. I'm like,
I'm wondering why they didn't go with Montero.
It's gonna take a miracle.
I wonder why they didn't go with Rafi. So these are my notes. So there's back and forth on Skubal. People say, "Why'd you take Skubal out?" He came out and said in the 5th inning, they looked at each other and they both knew that he was giving up.
This is what Hinch said.
Yes, Hinch said that they both knew that he was only going to be able to go 1 more inning, and that because Skubal is like a all or nothing, full gas, like he's going, and if he doesn't have in the tank, he's going to let Hinch know. Hinch will take him out. I believe the way he reacted. The way he reacted from that strikeout, I do think that he thought that he was done, regardless of that. And I honestly blame Skubal for coming out of the game more than I blame Hinch. What do you got before I go into that?
Yeah, no, your last statement, I kind of agree with.
Yeah. So Skubal,
because you in this type of you can't be an all or nothing freaking pitcher. Well, you're our number one. You're the best pitcher, and you're like arguably the best pitcher in baseball. And even though you don't have it all in the tank left, like if you want this contract, you have to be able to pitch with a little bit less in the tank, and give your bullpen and give it just like another couple at bats or a batter or something, because you, even at that level, you're still better than anybody we're bringing in.
Yeah, I mean,
But then
so
what if he throws out his arm?
Typically.
so two
So,
things real quick. One, just
but at
to
the same
just
time,
to
I don't know.
two things real quick.
Oh,
Just so people remember, we brought
no.
Finnegan in, and we gave up a run to make it 2-2. So that's why this is a point of contention. But yeah, keep going.
No, I know. Bringing Finnegan in, like he obviously didn't pitch well. Like he didn't pitch up to how he normally pitches.
Correct.
But
my thing goes back to
why
what you said when we were talking about Finnegan in our text during the game. You said you gotta let your dogs eat. Scooble is a dog. He should want the
what I
frickin'
mean.
ball. Like it's
Yeah.
just and
Yeah.
so you brought up, like if he doesn't have it, is he possibly thinking about his next contract? Like, I don't want to throw out my arm. Like, he's set to make a shit ton of money. A shit
He
ton
probably
of
will.
money. But if he blows out his
If
arm,
yeah, he doesn't have it. So like I get there's that
but
point
at the same
too.
time,
But
you
don't get these chances all the time.
I agree.
Unless you're the Dodgers. But like
Andy came
you
out and
don't
said
get these chances to go out all the time. So if he really truly had nothing left where he could not find the strike zone, bringing in Finnegan is better than him walking. Maybe you pitch him until he does allow a base runner.
that was my
Pitch him until he allows a base runner, and then you bring in Finnegan, or you bring in Holton, depending on who's up to bat. Why? Why you're warming up Holton with Naylor up, and then you let him pitch to Naylor. Yeah. You let him pitch to Naylor, who is a better hitter than who you were going to take Finnegan out for in Jet. Like, who you were going to let Finnegan, you're taking him out for, this pinch hitter who's a bench player. Oh, he's a lefty. Okay, he's a lefty. Whatever. Finnegan can pitch against lefties. But, like, if you're going to let him pitch against Naylor, why not let him pitch against the next guy?
I agree. That being said.
But at the same time, the dude for the Mariners came in, hit a freaking hanger for a base hit. Like, that was a shitty-ass pitch right over the middle of the plate. Just hung a slider or sweeper, whatever the hell he was pitching, over the plate, and it was an easy base hit for whatever the hell his name is. And that tied the game up.
Yeah.
But
we're talking a lot about pitching right now, and our pitchers only gave up 2 runs through 14 innings.
Here's the yes, they pitched really well, but we didn't have enough quality arms to last in a game like that, like Seattle did. They had a lot more quality bullpen arms than we did, and I think
we had just as many opportunities in extra innings as they did.
But they got out of them just as much as we got out of them. We pitched
not even bullpen arms.
We pitched 2 of our starters too, in Melton and Flaherty.
Melton's not a starter. Flaherty
he was coming out of the bench, but the difference is that they had 4 different starters go in the first 4 games. We only had 3.
And
Melton technically Melton did start. Didn't he start game 1?
The flop that Chris Harris, right? Scott Harris had at the trade deadline in those reliever arms that he picked up absolutely showed, because he
only picked up 2 reliever arms.
Chris Paddock is a starter, but ended up going to the bullpen.
So
he was every single one of their pitchers freaking flopped. And
Finnegan.
And the other day, you didn't have enough quality arms in the pen to last with them in that type of game, or I guess in the postseason in general. You didn't have enough quality arms. You're going to bring in Tommy freaking Kahnle in a World Series or an ALCS in a pivotal moment. Hell to the no.
Hell DS.
He was nails in the first 3 months.
According
I'm just saying, like, if they get past this, you're going to bring him in any of those situations. Like,
look, it's not like Kahnle went out every time and let up a run. Like, there was times he went out and did well. Second of all, in his press conference today on Monday, he said that the Paddock and Morton were never going to be a part of their playoff team. They were arms to get him to the playoffs.
They were to get there. They were arms to get him to the playoffs. Sure, I get that, but at the same time,
We'll get to his press conference about all that. I think we need to talk about the hitting. before we get
Oh
into
my
all
God.
that.
I don't even. Jesus Christ.
I
Ben,
this
you
is
go.
this
You haven't
is
talked
this
in a
is
while.
this is my problem with Detroit fans right now. You guys are so upset at this team for not hitting. I don't know why you expected that they would just all of a sudden hit.
Because they average like 5-6 runs a game
Yeah,
in the
not
first
since.
2/3 of the season.
Yeah, they haven't been able to hit
Yeah.
at all since then.
No shit.
Things
They obviously-
changed.
that's-
So
and-
why do
and-
we expect them to
and
hit?
Because they hit so well in the beginning of the season. You got all-stars. We got all-stars. We can't trade our all-stars.
Kyle,
We're gonna keep McKinstry.
you're bringing
We're
up
gonna
trade
keep
deadline.
these guys.
Stop bringing up the trade deadline because that has nothing. Like you just didn't listen to his press conference at all. If you're bringing up the trade deadline, it has nothing to do with. Yes, they were hitting before. They hadn't hit since July. If we got Suarez, he strikes out just as much. He has not played well
I'm
either.
not talking about Suarez.
I'm just saying,
But
like.
No, I know, but they're
Also,
like,
Torkelson had 4 strikeouts, 0 for 6. Riley Green 0 for 6 with a walk. Like those are the guys that need to come.
This loss is completely on two.
Glaber also didn't have. Glaber was hurt. He's playing with a hernia. That came out.
Yep. Kudos to him for playing through that, but at the same time, damn it, I wanted you to perform. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think they went 1 for 25 or 1 for 26 in the game. McKinstry is the only one to get a hit.
I don't know. Carp had 4 hits and he had half our hits. I do know that.
He's the only. Yeah, him and Hobby had hits. But and McKinstry had 1. But at this, Dingler had a double. Yeah. So, but like Riley Green and Torque, y'all better have phenomenal off seasons. In terms of how to like not strike out. I'm sick of strikeouts. I am absolutely sick of it. I hate watching games when all they fucking do is strike out.
Well, hey,
learn absolutely the product of MLB baseball for the years.
Yeah,
to
learn
come.
strikeouts, buddy. We're not moving on from
No.
Torque and we're not moving on from Riley Green.
I know.
Okay.
I'm just saying, figure out how to hit these damn good pitchers. Like the pitchers, like the velo and the movement. Like I get it's at an all-time high, and it's just going to get better. But you got to match it, or else it's just going to be a product that people cannot stand to watch when it's just like K. It's going to be like freaking soccer where all you get is like a bunch of running around and no action. Boring as hell.
Well, until you hit a deep ball. But Scott Harris,
36 home runs this year.
Scott Harris did say that there's something that changed in their.
How many strikeouts? 300?
Doesn't matter.
If you're going to use that as a stat, go look at Cal Raleigh strikeouts.
201, by the way.
We had Torque and Green were like.
You don't want to compare those two at all. You don't want to start comparing those two.
No, what I'm saying is that
Cal Raleigh walks circles around Riley Green all the time.
Not all the time. This year, maybe.
And
Number
hitting.
2, if you look at the strikeouts, the Mariners had 2 of the top 8 people in strikeouts. We had one of them in the top 8, and then the other one with Torque was 13. Like it's just like that's just what happens. That's the big players are striking out right now.
Yeah, but our big players aren't being big enough players when it matters most to accommodate those strikeouts. You can strike out as many times as you want if you're going to produce like Cal Raleigh.
Okay, so
I don't give a shit. You're not producing like Cal Raleigh?
I mean, Riley Green had 36 home runs.
What's 36?
You act like that's bad. Torque had like 31.
It's not great.
It's not great.
111 RBIs.
It's good. It's not great.
All right, mark it up. Kyle's out on this team.
It's not like MVP caliber. Like
okay, and you expected that to change in the middle of the fucking year? Like really, be realistic.
No.
You just all of a sudden like, hey, we can't hit the ball. Like even AJ Hint, he was like, I watched them strike out, and I know they're trying to hit it. I don't know why people are acting like they're not trying to hit the ball. Like he even said in this press conference, no shit, they're trying to hit the ball. So stop being an idiot and be like, I'm thinking they're just going to start hitting the ball all of a sudden. Yes, there's something got to work in the off season.
They need to work on it.
Yeah.
Work on your contact hitting. Your power will come. Work on whatever you got to do to not strike out 200 fucking times in a season.
I'll take 200.
Or if you are going to strike out 200 fucking times in a season, hit 50 home runs. That's my level. If you want to strike out 200 times, hit 50 home runs.
All right. So you have to be an
Then it's
MVP
okay
level
to
or
me.
nothing. Like, come on, be realistic.
Suarez hit 49 home runs and struck out just as many. Like, struck out a lot too. Like,
Yeah, it's not 50.
he's not MVP caliber.
That's not 50. You said 50.
You're right, but it's not MVP caliber.
Eugenio Suarez is 34 years old, 10 years older than
Riley Green.
I know. I get Riley Green has a shit ton of potential. He just has to figure this out for me to believe in him. He has it. He just has to figure this out. He has to come up and make hits, and the timely hits when a team needs the most. This team needs that clutch hitter. They don't have it.
I think the problem is within baseball in general because everyone's just hitting for power. They don't hit for contact.
Ben, the Tigers have a strikeout problem. They struck out like the most out of like they were like the only. They were like, they were top 3. They're bottom 3 in strikeouts, or top 3, however you want to look at it. We have third most strikeouts. I think the clutch player is a little disingenuous because we did have clutch players in the beginning of the year. And Harris said in his press conference, something changed. Something changed in their approaches after July. And he doesn't know exactly what it was, but they all started approaching the plate differently, and they started swinging at pitches that they weren't swinging at in the first half of the season, and they just could never get back on track. So I think they have the players. They just have to get back to. They just have to be more. And Hinch was talking about it's about confidence. It's about preparation. It's about who the pitcher is. It's about like all these different factors. They have to get back to what it was. That being said, they obviously hit
That's
like
what I
shit.
mean. It's like that team let the pressure and everything get to them, and they kind of were like, "Oh shit! If I don't hit in this situation, like we're fucked." The mentality part of it. They just didn't look confident at the plate.
We're talking about back to July. What pressure did they have in July, in August, September? Yes, you can make that case.
Yeah, I'm talking about recent.
But they had the same problem in July, in August, like.
July, I don't know what you can attribute it to. You can contribute it to like having all-stars, the all-star break.
They played bad before and
messing
after
up your mojo. The series right before when they got swept by the Mariners.
It wasn't good, I don't think, leading up to that either. It wasn't bad as August, but I don't think it was great either. Anyways, doesn't matter.
August went 500.
Yeah, that's not winning baseball.
I know. I'm just saying, it wasn't like July or September, though.
I mean, so, all right.
No, our heart of our lineup screwed us over in that game.
Well, also, Colt Keith was hurt. He came back from an injury. I think he deserves a little grace from that. He played like shit. He hit like shit this series, but why? Kyle, he was hurt. He was hitting great. Yeah. He gets hurt and he didn't hit. He got hurt.
Why do we fucking have to give him grace because he's hurt? Like if you're hurt like that and you want to play in those types of games, you better deliver. Like you better play above the injury or whatever.
Who's going to put in there?
Whose decision? Is it his decision to play or is it the coach's decision to put him in there?
It's the coach's. I'm not dogging on Cole. I'm saying
you just were. Why does he deserve grace? I'm just saying you just gave it to Glaber for playing hurt and he didn't come through. Why not Colt Keith?
No, that's what I said. I said I know you were hurt, but you didn't come through when we needed you. Like,
yeah,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like they sucked.
I just wish you could have gotten a couple more hits.
I'm just saying Colt Keith was literally hurt. He didn't play in the wild card because he was hurt. Now you can make the case that Hinch was stupid for playing him. But at the same time, who are you going to put in there? I have more confidence in Colt Keith out there playing hurt than I do Trey Sweeney.
I don't. DH Wenzel.
Wenzel also wasn't doing great.
Switch hitter, I would have DH'd him. I would have had him as a DH instead of Cole. If what you're saying is giving him grace because he was hurt,
you're not going to.
I don't know. He's out. I'm not going to give him grace because he went 0 for 4, 0 for 5, or whatever he did. Like I'm not going to give him grace because he was coming off an injury. No, it was game 5. Grace. He had 4 games. Like I think grace was the wrong word, but like. I'm not giving him grace for playing bad. I'm not giving him grace for that.
Okay.
Coming off an injury, I'm not giving him grace.
All right. So now whenever someone gets hurt, you have to perform right away or you're done. You did it with Matt Breland, you did it with Parker Meadows, you're doing it with Colt Keith. You're doing it with everybody. If you don't play good right away, even after an injury, you're not good. You don't deserve
Parker
it.
Meadows, I believed in. I believe in Colt Keith too. I'm not going to give him like he played bad. I'm not going to be like, oh, he was coming off an injury.
I'm not.
That's why he played bad. No, he played bad. I'm not going to like make my opinion of me saying like, oh no, I thought you played bad be affected because because I need to give him grace because he's coming off an injury.
I just think he
I'm
doesn't.
not gonna like.
I don't. Okay, how about this? Grace was a bad word. I don't think he deserves as much blame as the other two.
No, hell no.
Okay. I also think
Yeah,
you're
it's Riley Green and Colt Keith.
This is the problem I have with fans. Is you guys rag on these players. It's like he's trying to go out there and hit the ball, and he just coming off an injury. He's not feeling healthy, and you're just expecting him to hit. Hey, I should go 3 for 5 every game.
I'm expecting more than how many hits did he have in the AL? Ben?
Hits, he had 1, I think.
I would expect out of any player more than 1 hit in a series.
Okay.
In a 5-game series.
I mean, that's fair. I'm just saying. I think
1 for 15 with a walk.
Yeah. Also, you don't DH
5
Wenzel.
strikeout.
You don't DH Wenzel because he's needed in the field. Colt Keith has been more of a defensive liability, so you DH him because once you can't. I'm pretty sure you can't.
Oh, so are you saying we don't have enough bats on the team or players on the team that could have produced for our team?
Yeah.
And we could have had another one?
Who
one?
could we have had? Did you listen to the press conference today?
I'm just saying.
Did you listen to the press conference? Did you listen to the press conference today?
I did, and I think it's just a run of the mill. Like I did what I did. They were asking too high prices, which I understand.
Do you know who they wanted?
All this, they wanted Melton.
Oh,
they wanted,
so you think we should have gave up arguably our second best pitcher in the whole entire playoffs? You wanted to trade him away, a young guy that's going to be a starter going forward for whatever Suarez, who couldn't hit the ball either.
No.
After the trade deadline.
Not what I'm saying.
Also, name another bat besides Suarez that you wanted. That got traded.
What do you think the asking price for a Colt Keith type of player is?
I don't know.
Why would you want a Colt Keith type of player?
Yeah, he went 1 for 15. He sucks.
I'm just saying, what do you think the asking price for his type of player is? Is it a top prospect?
Mike, okay. No, probably not. But at the same time, if we're getting someone like Colt Keith that's also someone that strikes out, that doesn't hit the ball, you want a game-changing bat that makes contact.
You're not letting me get you through the thought process here. You're jumping to conclusions.
Okay, keep going.
If you wanted to get somebody that was like a little bit better than Colt Keith, and could have produced a little bit better than like him or Wenzel or Trey Sweeney you know what? Actually, what would the cost of a Colt Keith be? Not a high cost. You get another Colt Keith in there that's on the right side of the bat, maybe a right-handed batter that's kind of like Colt Keith
that was hitting great before he got hurt.
Now you have a righty that's similar to Colt Keith, and they're not horrible players. They're not gonna break the bank when it comes to your minor league or your prospect, your farm, but you have a quality player, unlike a struggling Trey Sweeney or other people. All I was saying was the asking price for another bat similar to like a Colt Keith wasn't going to be a farm-breaking trade. You could have done that. You could have had another option on the bench that you trusted to go to. You obviously didn't trust anybody else on the bench.
So you're saying that we should have traded people for a bench player at the deadline?
Would have helped. You never know. Could have helped.
What are your thoughts on that?
If you're giving up somebody that's not going to sniff the Major League Baseball in 5-6 years, why not?
Ben, what are
why
your
not get a righty?
That?
We don't have a lot of righties. We did get Jahmai Jones, who ended up coming up big, but
my thoughts would be people would be complaining the same amount because it would be just like getting some bench bullpen arms. Like
good point, Ben.
A Moulton,
I still can't believe they.
Morton,
I still just
can't
believe they didn't trade for somebody that's better than Tommy Kaemely. in for a bullpen arm. Or I can't believe none of them planned out to be better than Tommy freaking Ganley.
I mean, Finnegan did. Number one.
I know Finnegan
Number
did,
two,
but that's one. We needed more than one. We even talked about it that we needed 2 bullpen arms at the deadline.
I'm
We
not
talked about it in like June and July. We only got 1. We needed 2.
I think we're jumping to conclusions
We
that
had Montero.
number one,
He wasn't traded for.
Rafael Montero was. I think we're jumping to like the only other reliever that was good went to the Yankees and came from, was it Minnesota? There wasn't a lot of these deals that were getting made that were realistic for the Tigers, that are like people that you are talking
prices
about.
were just really high this trade deadline, but all I'm saying is, I guess going forward, there's a lot of holes in this team if they want to be World Series competitors.
At the same time, you see what this team can do if they have plate discipline.
I know.
So I think it goes both ways.
No.
Before we get to
it wasn't sustained throughout the whole season. They crumbled when it mattered most.
Kyle, they did not crumble. They crumbled from the halfway point. It's not like they just were bad in September and October. And in fact, I actually say the opposite. I think they actually played better when it got to the playoffs. Maybe not the hitting, but the team as a whole, the pitching started getting better. Gave up a lot less runs. They were not in 2 games and lost 2 of them. I'm just saying. I don't think they crumbled when it mattered most. As a team, I think they started getting better when it mattered most. Just wasn't enough.
What, compared to what they were doing the rest of September? Yeah, it's hard to get worse than what they were fucking doing in September.
You just said they crumbled when it mattered most. You just said they got better when it mattered most.
No, not when it mattered. No, they didn't. They got a little better, but they still weren't fucking good. They were good enough. They did not play to how they were playing the beginning of the season when they were lights out.
I agree.
They were lights out. They were phenomenal beginning of the season.
Yeah.
When it mattered most, they did not play up to then. They crumbled when it mattered most. They didn't play up to that level.
Okay. They didn't. You can't say it crumbled when they started halfway through the season.
It's still they fumbled that season away. Is it still a disappointment, or is it still not a successful season? No, it's still a successful season. But they still crumbled. They still had a lot.
Ben, can you fumble the season away, but then it be successful?
Well, you can fumble away. You can fumble it away. They had the division. They fumbled the division away.
Who cares about the fucking division?
They had World Series on their mind. They fumbled that away.
Because every team that has Super Bowl or World Series aspirations makes it.
The Tigers were number 1 in the MLB for how many months out of the? 60 to 70% of the year they were number 1 in the MLB, or at least the AL East or the AL. And then they fall to 6.
Fumbling means like they had it. They didn't have the World Series in their hands.
They had the division in their hands and a bye.
We already talked about the division. The division means absolutely nothing. I could give a shit about the division. The bye kind of means nothing now.
At the end of the
season. They made it to the same spot as they would have if they had the bye.
Shit was still fumbled.
Okay.
To answer your question, Ryan, you can fumble at the 2-yard line into the end zone and still score a touchdown. So,
I mean, yeah, but that's not what Kyle was trying to use it as. I think it's crazy that you're.
I don't care.
You're like most fan base, and I think you guys are. I think you guys are just. You guys want things to complain about. No, I'm talking about the fans that are like that. Like you don't want, like, deep down you wish they didn't make the playoffs because you wanted to go in on this team.
Oh, fuck no. I wanted them to make it all the way.
I did have that thought.
But the product they put on the field, especially from the at bats, like it was.
Okay, but why did you expect it to change when you had them for 3 months hitting bad?
Because they showed you what their potential and their capability was at the beginning of the season, and you're just like hoping and thinking, you're just hoping and praying that fucking team shows up, and
hoping
they don't.
And expecting
and it's
is two different
frustrating
things.
Because you know because you know what they're capable of, and you know that they're capable of doing great things and scoring 10 runs a game, 6 runs a game. Now all they do is they strike out 90% of the time. Or, that's an exaggeration at 90% of the time, but they strike out a lot now, or they're not making that timely hit to get that run in like they, like game 4 was who they were at the beginning of the season. Like they were pitching. They pitched well. They hit timely. They hit home. Hit
Hoping
for
and
power.
expecting
They
are
did
two
all this
different
stuff.
things.
They showed it.
I was hoping
in game 4.
that they were
and
gonna.
You think you were hoping that team was going to show up again?
Yeah, you
rather
keep
than
bringing up
games
hope.
2 and 3.
Hoping and expecting are two different things. I was hoping that they were going to do it too, but why would I expect them to all of a sudden to start hitting?
Because they're professional players.
They're playing professional pitchers.
I get it. We have professionals on our team just as much as they have professionals on their team. Why should I not expect our professionals to hit and do everything that professionals are, expected to do?
All right. Next time, ask Michigan to put in their walk-on in. You should. He's a college football player. You should expect him to do well.
Which player hasn't played all season in the MLB on Detroit?
I'm just saying.
Has no playing time.
I'm just saying.
It's completely different.
No, it's not. You're saying they have professionals. Just because you're there. Like
a walk-on is not a scholarship player. Number one, if you want to use a professional.
They're still.
If you want to use that aspect, but
that has nothing to do.
I didn't say
a walk-on is a walk-on.
I expect them I expect the Tigers to be good.
You guys are just stupid for expecting that. Like I just don't get the complaints about it. If you really expected them to hit, all of a sudden start hitting, you're just delusional.
Okay, so if I don't expect, so you didn't expect them to win that game, or score more than 2 runs. You didn't expect that.
I was hoping they would.
You expected. You didn't expect them.
Am I surprised that they didn't score more than 2 runs? No.
What, Kyle? When guys were up with the guy on second, I wanted them to get hit. I was hoping they were gonna get a hit. I was not expecting them to get a hit. I know what this team was. I watched them. I knew they couldn't hit the ball when it mattered.
The only time you should, if you're gonna just kind of like flutter on that line of hope and expect, like if you really want to get into the nitty gritty of it, like you shouldn't expect anything unless it's more than a 50% chance of it happening.
No, I expected Michigan State to win. I expect there's things I do expect. You don't have confidence in a team that strikes out 8,000 times. And for people to actually think they're not going to start, they're magically going to start hitting the ball every time, you're delusional.
What's that one quote that you mentioned? The worst team, the most, what was it? Like the worst thing? Not the worst thing. Yeah, maybe it is like the worst thing for an opposing team is, a team that's in a slump because they're bound to come out of it or something like that.
I was hoping they would. Wasn't expecting them to. They're in a slump. I'm not expecting them to all of a sudden get out of a slump.
Is it possible that they did? Yeah. Should you expect it?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
That's your.
Come on, I expected them to make it to at least the ALCS. Of course, I'm going to expect them to like if we're talking like halfway through the year, I expect to the ALCS at minimum.
What did they show you on the field that would make you expect these things to happen? A complete collapse, a fumble, so to say, in September.
Yeah, they crumbled.
Yeah, I know.
And we're expecting them to not crumble anymore.
You're expecting them to go to the ALCS?
I don't want this to get twisted either.
Can beat anybody in any given day. I expected them to win that game, and I expected Green, Torque, whoever the hell was 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to get more than one freaking hit in a 15-inning game. Yeah, I would expect that.
Yeah, I would expect it too, but what are you
Not hope.
Do?
I would expect that.
I would expect
the numbers
that too.
that you said got 3 hits, but that's okay.
Who got 3 hits?
Anyways,
those numbers, 2 through 7.
I mean, I'm not. Doesn't mean I'm not disappointed with their effort. I'm just saying. I just think it's. I just don't understand why people. are acting like this team they thought they were just gonna all of a sudden start hitting again?
AJ, I don't know. The team, I don't know. The way the team was talking,
What do you want them to say?
you
Yeah,
could
we're
say
not
they were
gonna
giving
hit.
false. No, I know. I'm just saying. I know they want to hit. They expect to hit. They expect to get. They expect to turn it around. They expect to hit. And if they don't expect to go up to a plate and get a hit, I don't want you on my team.
I don't think we're
If you don't,
disagreeing that they're expecting to get a hit
so why should we expect like
because we're not them. Like that's the difference between professionals, professional baseball players, and guys that played it in high school. They have the mentality that they can expect to get a hit every time, that they're the best in the world. But we use our eyes and we're like, you're not the best in the world. You're not going to go get a hit.
but I believe in you and I expect you to get a hit.
Okay. Anyways,
Thoughts on AJ Hinch being extended?
it's good.
I don't hate it.
Some people were kind of upset, I think,
Why?
He's a good manager.
because they didn't. They're like, "Oh, like he sucks."
Okay, we
He-
won 47
It
games.
could just
2
be
years
the people
ago.
that just want to
This is
just
the
want to yell
problem.
at
Yeah.
clouds.
Yeah.
He
Kinda
played
like
with the
Kyle.
cards he had. And, like
Yeah,
he played with the cards he had.
Kyle, you can't keep
but yeah,
saying
you expect
this
them to.
team was so good. Then now that he expects, like he's playing with the cards he has, that they're not a good team. You're contradicting yourself.
Bullpen wise.
It goes both. Okay.
How am I contradicting myself?
Even Ben caught it because you just said he played with the cards he was dealt. Like that's a negative that the team's not good. But then you just said that this team was so good that they should expect to win every game, basically. Anyways,
They should go to the ALCS.
Yeah. With Riley Green, Torkelson, and who they have in the middle of that line. Yeah, I think they
but with the
should.
cards Hinch was dealt, man,
There wasn't a
he did a good job.
I'm more or less
All right.
talking about the bullpen and the lack of depth when it came to like some bats.
you could say the same exact thing about the bullpen, that they were so good in the beginning of the year, and it's just they did the same exact thing as the hitters. Anyways, Scott Harris also said that
Oh yeah,
he expects some AA players to factor into this team next year. He says it's going to affect how they approach the offseason. Didn't love that comment.
Yeah, they better be good.
Hinch did say that because they were when talking about Melton, that it sounds like he's going to be a starter next year.
Which I agree with. He looks like a starter.
Well, that's what he is.
Kid's got some juice.
He was a starter, but they put him in the bullpen.
No, he looks like one too. Like I'm saying, like he looks like one.
Starter.
He looks like he can do it.
All right.
Yeah.
I got everybody listed on the World Series roster. You guys let me know if you want him back next year. Kerry Carpenter. Well, he's on the team next year, but I'll tell you if they're not on the team. Gleyber Torres is a free agent. They left it up. They didn't talk about contract, so they kind of left it up in the air. People are speculating that he might not be back, though.
I would like him back.
Riley Green.
He said that he wants to.
Riley
He's a
Green.
hobby. He's a hobby buddy. Yes.
The fact that you're like questioning the yes is crazy. Unless you just
I said yes.
But like, all right, Torque.
I wasn't questioning it. Yeah, I'll take him back.
Dingler.
Yep.
Yes.
McKinstry.
No.
As
a bench player, not as a starter.
Meadows.
Not if he's hitting like he did this year.
Or undecided.
Yeah, I think I saw AJ Hinch had comments, I think, about him, about how he was dealing with
somebody
things
asked him specifically
that he's never seen before, and that he actually is like proud of how he did. Parker's young enough where I think you got to keep him around.
The thing about Parker, he kind of looks, I don't know, he just didn't look confident at the plate.
Yeah, I think some of that could just be, he didn't have the spring training. Like, it's just out of the groove. Yeah. I don't know. But I agree with the McKinstry thing. I'm a bench player only guy. Colt Keith.
Yes.
What's his role?
I'm a firm yes. It's whatever you want it to be.
Yeah, I'll take him back.
You're using your nearsighted goggles. He was good down the stretch. He was one of our good players down the stretch until he got hurt. Javi,
Yes.
Yes.
Trey Sweeney.
Don't need him.
Bench.
Yeah, I think he's a AAA guy again. I don't want him on the MLB roster, at least to start the season. Justin Henry Malloy.
Don't need him.
Yeah, he's one
Farm.
we could get rid of. Rid over Farm. Jahmai Jones.
Keep.
That's a tough one. I think it depends on what else is out there. He's a good lefty hitting righty. Not an everyday player. I did like what he did with Detroit.
I like
for the
him.
most part.
I like him and Carp. You know,
I liked him.
if Carp,
Yeah.
I think Carp's gonna end up hitting lefties more, but you know, he's someone that you could kind of platoon with Carp. But
Do you think Carp becomes an everyday player?
I
Very
think
in
so.
right field?
I think keep Jahmai. Wenzel Perez.
Yeah, I think you
So
can
tough.
float him
I
up
don't
and
know,
down
like
between MLB and AAA if you need to.
he's a switch hitter. That's why I would keep him.
I think so too. Ibanez.
No, mostly because of his age.
I was gonna say no because you gotta have something up there, some room for McGonagall.
I'm a nose because of like if we're keeping Jones, we don't need two right hand bats that are strictly for hitting lefties. So it sounds like we have like Ibanez, Henry Malloy, Sweeney are like possibly get rid of / put them in the farm. And we have McKinstry as like the one starter that we need to,
Replace.
agree. We all agree that McKinstry is the one that we need to replace. I mean, you can make a case for Colt Keith and Parker Meadows, but outside of that, pretty.
What would you say? What would you say to getting what would it be, left fielder, and moving Riley Green to DH?
I think Riley looks weird out there, but I don't think he's like bad. It depends. Like
he's so slow.
He doesn't have a lot of range.
Yeah,
but
he's got a good glove. It's just he can't. Getting to the
he
ball.
does make up. He does make up to it with some nice plays.
The only thing is, I just don't like having the DH like a spot where he can't play the field, because you're not gonna pinch hit for him. So like a DH is easier when you can pinch hit for it. But I mean, if they could find someone that's really that's like a Carp or something that they could put in left field.
Kyle Tucker.
Yeah, I mean Kyle Tucker would be great. Let me run through these pitchers though. So I believe everybody except Glaber is under contract or like arbitration.
No, Flaherty is on a player.
I'm not talking. I was talking about the guys we just talked about. So we're starting with pitchers. Flaherty has already decided to exercise his option, as what I heard.
Oh really?
Oh really?
I saw that somewhere. Maybe it was just.
Wait. Can we just shout out Flaherty for smelling salts during the beginning of the game and then just nonstop talking to himself while he's on the mound? Whatever, it worked.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I think I saw Ant Wright tweet. He goes, "I wish mic'd up."
Yeah.
So we all want Flaherty back.
I'll take Flaherty. I just didn't see that.
I don't. He might. Maybe I saw. I could.
Yes,
I know I read it. I don't know if
back.
it was true or not. Scooble.
We need.
I mean, you could
I
say
guess,
you want to trade him.
No, you don't trade him yet.
I don't know.
No.
Resign.
On the radio today, people were saying if you're gonna trade him, you might as well trade him now before the deadline. I would like him though. Reese Olson.
Keep.
Yeah.
Troy Melton.
Keep.
Casey Mize.
Keep and then sign.
Keep.
Will Vest.
Best
Who?
keep.
Vest.
Yes. Keep.
Tyler Holton.
I think you keep because he's a lefty. Unless we go out and get a lefty.
I'm a keep. I like Holton. Brant Herter.
Maybe that's who I was thinking of. He's also a lefty.
He's also a lefty, yeah. I think you can get rid of Herter, but you got to sign another lefty.
Yeah.
Keider Montero.
I like him in the pen.
Keep.
Yep. These next three are all free agents. Rafael Montero. Would you like us to re-sign him?
Nah,
I'm a no as well. Tommy Canley.
He might just retire. He's like 44 years old.
Yeah, we'll see. But
Canley, you just hand him his freaking Depends and let him walk out the door.
And the last one's Finnegan.
He's a dog, though. I like Canley as a person. Finnegan,
Canley does look like really fun to like hang out with and everything.
So if he gives up a run, he shaves every hair on his body.
So except his head hair.
Yeah.
So it looks like we're getting
on top of his head.
Looks like we would like to. We need three relievers. We have Herter, Rafael Montero, and Canley. Also, I did not mention Joe because Joe is not expected to be back next year.
Nope.
And then we would need 3 more spots on the position players with Henry Malloy, Ibanez, and Sweeney. So that's what we got cooking.
I feel. Yeah.
I'm not sure how. I mean, we have McGonigal, and he's possibly. Sounds like they're going to be in MLB spring training. So we'll see what happens.
Bregman do with his option?
I don't know. I don't think they had to decide. Maybe he didn't actually do it. Let me look.
I haven't seen that. I did see that he was undecided. This was like after the game, unless something new came out. But I don't know. The thing with Scooble, it's such an interesting spot to be in. Because if you don't trade him and you don't extend him this year, you get to the ALDS and you lose. You put all your chips on him for this year and it did not pan out.
Who's this?
You trade him if Scooble.
Oh.
If next year they get to the ALDS and lose again.
Isn't there if he's scared about hurting his arm?
If you trade him, you're kind of screwed.
If he's scared about hurting his arm, isn't it better to, sign now? Make sure you get the money. But Jack Flaherty, he said he has not decided, but this is the quote I read that kind of duped me. He said, "I love these guys. I came back here for a reason, to be with these guys, play with them, and be part of the team. I didn't want to leave last year. We've got a chance to do something special. We've got Scoob. You see what Javi did with the resurgence. You go around the green, Riley Green special. Torque is all back. We've got some arms. It's incredible what Troy Mountain did. Casey wasn't all, so it sounds like he wants to be back. I just don't know what the holdup is, if he's just trying to hold out for a long-term deal or what. But I don't know. So we'll see. We'll probably
have time.
Yeah, we'll probably not really update any Tiger stuff until the official until we get news. Until we get news, this will be the last Tiger talk. Yeah, I mean a lot of it's gonna ride on Scooble, man. I saw something that we are 500 in non-Scooble starts, and we were like 41-20 in Scooble starts or something. So maybe it's 31-20, but
no, it's 40s.
I mean, I really need Scooble.
Yeah, because Scott Harris made a comment saying
yeah, we were good without. I mean, he's also
I don't want
right.
to say we're a one-man team because this wouldn't be fair to the other guys.
But if you look at our before Olsen and Job got hurt, our pitching was really good, all the way around. We were doing really good, and then it fell off once those guys got hurt, and our bats started, not doing well. But I don't know. He talks about homegrown talent.
Just wild.
We really got us. We really need. I'm gonna be. How fired up you were. I'd be that if we don't get Scooble staying in Detroit. It's a once in a generation player. We already lost JV. I know he was kind of towards the end of his career-ish.
No, he wasn't.
He wasn't, but he also wasn't the same JV.
Yeah, but he went on to win a Cy Young.
Justin Verlander? He won a Cy Young?
I'm pretty sure he won a Cy Young with the
He actually
Astros.
might have. Either way, yeah, I don't know. We were okay. How about this? We weren't the same team. We would not have given up JV in 2012 when we're making like all those pushes for the World Series and stuff. That's what not re-signing Scuba would be. So that's my last thoughts.
He's won 2 with the Astros
Oh wow.
in 2022 and 2019
Okay, I was dead wrong.
and 2018. Wait, what? No.
You don't even know what you're looking at.
It says he won one in 2011, 2016, 2018, 2019, and 2020.
Wow. Wow. All right. Either way, that's what. Like I said, we're not trading him in 2012. If we don't resign Scooble, it's going to be maybe it's the curse of the Tigers for 100 years, like the Cubs. But I don't know. Any last thoughts before we get out of here? Nope.
Oh, he didn't win 16.
Hey Kyle, pay attention. You got any more thoughts?
Work your magic, Sky Harris. This team needs some help. Go find it. Or coaching staff, get these boys right. Because I want to win. I want to get to an ALCS and a World Series.
I don't
Like, that's what I
disagree.
want.
I don't
And in
disagree.
order to get there, I think they need a little bit more help. What they have isn't enough.
Yeah, I agree with that. But the way you said it means like you got to retool the whole team. That's the way it came off.
We
No,
also
not at
may have
all.
a rookie of the year coming up
Like we
next
said,
year.
it's literally
don't know.
1 or 2 guys. It's 1 or 2 bats and 2 or 3 pitchers. 10 guys, not starters. 10.
Yeah, we'll see. All right.
Those are the pieces. And if it's from free agency or an off-season trade, or it's our own farm, like they need people to contribute.
Newsflash, we're not going to get those guys, just so you know. Because that's just how our teams work. I know. I'm just preparing you.
I know. That's Detroit sports. I know.
But yeah, I'm going to keep going because Ben wants to get out of here. Like he has to, sit and edit all this and wait half hour.
No, I got stuff to sign.
Mm-hmm. All right.
What are you signing?
Not for this.
Oh, I was going to say you got endorsement deals we didn't know about?
Potentially.
All right. Anything else?
Nope.
All right. We'll see you down the line.
Hopefully next weekend's a better weekend.